All right, we welcome back to our hale, our in-house kumu, the repository of Ike Hawaii, Kumu Kawaikapuokalani Hewett. Aloha e kumu.
Aloha mai.
We're so grateful to have you here. And you know, you were with us all through Mahina Olelo Hawaii, and I know the month has passed, but we want to keep you on for some Wednesday wisdom. Is that okay?
Wednesday wisdom, maika inoke.
We like sponge up some more. We like sponge up some more Ike.
And yeah, this is really a great opportunity for us to delve into other practices of our native Hawaiian people. And this week we wanted to ask you about the concept of Hanai. Can you explain this?
So, mahalo for that question, because I was alive when my grandparents were still practicing the tradition of Hanai, and my great-grandparents. So did my parents, and now I have continued with the tradition. I myself have Hanai'd 7 children from birth at 3 days old. Took care of them with my mom. Later on, I kept practicing the tradition. What is the tradition of Hanai? It is, yes, it is to adopt, but it is to foster. It is to nurture. It is to take care of. The root of the word, for me and my understanding, is the ha. The ha from the kumulipo, as expressed in the line, o kane ia vai ololi, o kawahine ia vai olola. So the narrow waters of the male, the broad waters of the female, that creates the ha-vai, the coming together of the water. At that moment of the ha-vai, you have what happens next, which is the ha-pai, the conception of the child. Soon, 9 months later, after the ha-pai, comes the ha-nau, where the child is released. And then you have what is called the hanai. And the hanai takes place near the pu'uvai. And so the nurturing of the child, the feeding of the child takes place near the pu'uvai.
Right.
So hanai, right, exactly. So when you hanai a child, nau no ki ia kei ki kukai ana au is what the old people would say, this child belongs to you, entrails and excrement. All,
Everything.
meaning everything
All the
goes
good,
to
the
you.
bad, everything.
Everything.
I'm
and
glad
then
you
you take that responsibility.
Wow, I'm glad you said that, because my next question was going to be, is there a difference, and it seems like there is not a difference, between a biological child and a hanai once you take them in?
Once you hanai that child is yours. You know, kukai ana au. Everything then becomes your kuleana, becomes your responsibility. But also know that usually the tradition of hanai is practiced within families.
Right.
So you have your pili koko, and then you have your pili hanai, but your pili hanai may be pili koko to you. So my children came from family members.
So there is a biological connection.
There is always,
but now there is also a spiritual connection.
Yes, and the tradition is even greater than that. So usually the first male child born to the ohana is given in Hanai to the father's parents. The first female child is given to the parents of the mother. And in that way, again, what the intent is that that child carries on the tradition, the ike kupuna, the ike no'eau. So that child, in a sense, is given with responsibility, that in the future that child would be the kanakamakua, the one that helps to make decisions, the knowing and understanding of the ike kupuna that comes from the hanai nokawaha o nā kupuna, how the kupuna hanai nurtured and fed them.
Got it.
So it's pretty deep.
Beautiful. It is deep. Very deep.
You know, I think some people look at the word and they look at it in a very shallow sense. To know and understand the word in the depth of the word, yeah, you have to be raised in the tradition with kupuna. And remember, we talked about kupuna, the growth process, yeah? From the keiki becoming the opio becoming the makua becoming the kupuna, and then as the journey continues, the kupuna become the aumakua. Later, they transcend into the light of akua, a growth process. So, a child cannot teach the tradition of Hanai, an opio cannot teach the tradition of Hanai. It has to be a kupuna. And this is why their roles and responsibilities within our culture are great roles and responsibilities, because they represent the living ancestors, the living aumakua. They are the flesh, the blood, and the bones of the aumakua.
Wow. This is, again, our Wisdom Wednesdays with our in-house kupuna and Kumu Kawaikapuokalani Hewett. Mahalo Kumu. We will see you next week, Wednesday. And next week, we're going to talk about uhi, kakao, tatao, tattoo. With an expert over there. We're going to do that. Right now, though, we're going to send things over to our island news desk where Leu is sitting down, getting ready for...
I'm absorbing. I'm absorbing. I don't want to stop.
Me either. Hawaii,
Exactly.
Hanai, and I'll get
Hanau.
Hanau inside
Don't
there.
forget Hanau.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All
I
right.
feel like we grow up with knowing the concept of Hanai,
Yes.
but to see its connection to all the Ha.
Right?
Beautiful.
Kumu, thank you.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
All right, Leo, what's going on today, sis?
Well, we got a whole lot that's going on the news side too. The status of Medicare and Medicaid, it's in question, and that's after